What's up, Lions Nation? I am the Soul Man. That is the Stat Man, and that is Mikey B joining us
Hey,
tonight.
how's it going?
Stat Man, it's almost that time. We are about an hour away from playoffs. Lions, Rams. I've been waiting all day. I know you have. How excited are you?
Oh, I'm super excited. I've been waiting all freaking week. What are you talking about? All day.
Yeah, true.
Feels like all week's been dragging on, just waiting for this game. We're in the playoffs. We get our home playoff game, first one in 30 years. I'm stoked.
Those weeks can get long when you're waiting on football.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, some crazy playoff action yesterday. I was kind of thinking the Browns were going to come whoop some butt, but nope. Texans
I'm
won.
happy for CJ Stroud, though.
Yeah. It's going to turn out to be quite an interesting. Tom and Amy in the house. Statman's mom says hi, everyone.
Hey, Ma.
Hello, hello.
Looks like Green Bay is going to win. Congratulations, Mike.
Thank you. Looking forward to that. Pretty happy. I was, you can't ever underestimate the Cowboys, so feels good.
Dane says, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Dane?"
What's up, Dane?
Hey.
Facebook user says, "Let's go Lions." How about them Cowgirls? That's right. Let's get this dub tonight.
Yes, sir.
I got to tell you, the 49ers scare me a little bit, though, because they got a history of knocking the Packers out of the playoffs.
Well, Rodgers ain't with the team anymore, so maybe they're not cursed against him anymore.
That's true.
I mean, I would love for it to come to a Lions freaking Packers game. That'd be epic. I mean, I don't know how often interdivisional games happen in the playoffs, but I just think that would be pretty sweet.
Oh, that would be a really sweet NFC championship game for sure. Like divisional matchup for that would be pretty sweet.
Oh yeah.
Hey, please like, share, and subscribe to We Are Lions Nation podcast. We are on a roll right now. It is playoff time. We're going to be here every step of the way. We are currently at 240 subscribers, so thank you to everybody that has subscribed. We appreciate you all very much. Candace in the house says, let's go. Hello, everyone. What's up, Candace? Oh,
hello, Candace.
Candace's other half, Logan, if you would like to make that announcement.
Well, I went through all the shows, all the Facebook posts, looked at the people who were sharing, subscribed to our channels, and my own brother, Dar Erickson, won the subscriber giveaway. So he will be getting a jersey.
Congratulations, Dar. I kind of seen it coming. Like, if there was anybody else besides me that shares that show, it's your brother. But I think he started sharing it a lot more once the jersey got involved.
He was playing for keeps.
Angel says, hello, everyone. What's up, Angel?
Hey, babe.
I keep getting distracted by behind me, so I apologize.
Yeah, I'm watching the game behind you right now. It's entertaining, very entertaining.
The injury report coming into the game: James Houston is out, Jerry Jacobs out, James Mitchell is out, Khalif Raymond is out, defensive end Kaminsky is questionable, and Laporta is listed as questionable. But both Kaminsky and Laporta practiced fully on Friday, so a good sign. We were all pretty worried about Laporta, but it turned out it wasn't as big of an injury as it seemed like. And he could be ready to go tonight, which is huge for us.
Great news.
Anybody on that injury report for you, Statman, standing out right
now? Jerry Jacobs and then James Mitchell. I didn't realize that anything happened to him in last week's game, but
Yeah, I mean, I it might have been something during practice even, but when I checked yesterday, he was listed as out. So I was just surprised because the whole thing with Sam Laporta has been going up and down. But there even was photos and video of him running around. So I was hoping Houston would be back already, ready to go for this one.
Yeah, but they're also not going to rush it either. You know, Houston's going to be a big key if we make it far in the playoffs. We're going to need them.
That all starts tonight. And I'm so excited. All right, let's take a look at the head-to-head here. Lions passing offense 7th versus the Rams passing defense 21st. Lions run offense 4th versus the Rams run defense 20th. The Rams passing offense 9th versus the Lions pass defense 16th. The Rams run offense 6th versus the Lions run defense number 1. So there were a couple things when I was putting this together that stood out to me. One thing, Statman, you had already mentioned to me before was we talked about this was the Rams receivers going up against the Lions defensive backs. I think that's going to be a big test for the Lions. And I also didn't realize that the Rams running game was doing so well. I didn't think their running game was doing as good as it's showing on paper.
Well, Kyron Williams started 11 games for the Rams, the last 11 games, and had over 1,100 yards rushing through 11 games. That's something to be said right there. It's going to be our defense versus their offense. We already know our offense can move it on the Rams' defense, but our defense needs to step it up big time in this game, and it's all going to fall on our defense. How well we're going to be able to contain Stafford in the pocket, get some pressure on him, get hit him a couple times, stack him. We're going to have to really throw Stafford off his game and stop these really high potent receivers for the Rams. Paka Nakua, he is very good. Cooper Kupp is good. You got Tyler Higbee. And like I was saying, Kyron Williams out of the backfield, he can catch the ball just as well as he can run it. So,
yeah, I would hope that our defensive backs. I think that's if we can. What we need, we just need to get pressure on Stafford, throw off the game. I think the defensive line has been playing really good. Aiden Hutchinson has been playing outstanding as of late. I feel like he's going to be pretty big. Mike, any thoughts? What do you think?
I was just doing a little research on the game and looking up some Rams news and some Lions news. I guess the Rams rank last in special teams, and they said that they're hoping that their kicker woes won't doom them tonight.
Which having kicker problems that could cost you the game. So,
yeah,
big time. Dane says our DBs are going to have to step it up. Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest point of emphasis in the game is going to be our DBs keeping up with their receivers. We can't let Matthew Stafford stand back there and just throw all night on us. It's going to be. I think our offense could keep up with them. I really do, but I'm hoping it's not that type of game. I'm hoping that we are able to get the pressure and on Stafford, shake him up, and maybe just try hold them to only running the ball or make it so they have to change their game plan up a little bit. Force them to change things up and get them out of sync early. Is what I'm hoping we see tonight.
and the other thing we're going to. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Get some good pressure on them and get a nice some breathing room and bring it home.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and I was going to bring up another point. Aaron Donald is still on that team.
Yeah.
That guy wreaks havoc on that defensive line for the Rams.
Don't forget
So
about
Frank Ragnow and our interior offensive line are going to have to play on their best game. That guy's a freak of nature. He's like the LeBron James of defensive tackles in the league. So,
yeah, and it's crazy to think that it came down to this. You know, if you go back, you have two quarterbacks, their former teams, Stafford coming back to Ford Field. Like, it's crazy to me how that played out like that. It could have went so many other ways. If we would have beat Dallas last week, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if we would have played the Rams.
we might have gotten that first round bye.
But the other thing we have to consider, and I don't want to look too far ahead, but we were talking about this. If the Lions are victorious tonight, you look at teams like the Eagles, they're banged up. They're banged up. They're not playing that well. The 49ers aren't playing that well either, so the Packers are probably going to move on to play them, which I see the Packers winning that game possibly. If they play like they're playing right now and the 49ers are still off like they have been, that could be a Packers victory. We could see that Lions Packers. That would be insane. But so far, nothing has gone how I thought it was going to go.
That'd be great if it comes to a Lions Packers game and we can all get together and have one big podcast together for that upcoming game. That'd be epic.
Yeah, well, it would be.
On top of that, we win tonight because the Packers, it looks like they're going to sail past Dallas the rest of this game. I don't see Dallas coming back at all. There's no chance. And it looks like we're going to have a home playoff game next week if we take care of business with the Rams tonight. So we'll be either playing the banged up Eagles or the Buccaneers that we already beat earlier in the year in October when we beat them at their home field. So I'm really liking our chances. The pathway's set for us. We just got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I'm rooting for
the
Buccaneers.
And Dane makes that's kind of where I was going with that. I didn't go quite that direction like I wanted to, but that's where I was going with that. I think our toughest opponent as of right now in the playoffs is the game tonight, honestly. As of right now, I think the Rams are our biggest test. If we can beat them tonight, I think we have a better chance of beating the rest of the teams, including the Packers. Dane says offense needs to capitalize on any turnovers we get big time. We can't go out. We definitely cannot go out there and have 3 and outs. We can't. Yeah. We can't get behind. If we start falling behind against the Rams, I think we're in trouble. That team is going to be hard to catch back up against.
We start getting dumb penalties when we're actually pushing the ball. That's going to kill us too.
Go down into the red zone. When you get to the red zone, score.
Right.
Score points. Don't fail in the red zone. Dan Campbell, try not to call too many crazy 4th downs and go for it in crazy situations. Like, we got to play a smart football game, score points when we're able to, when we should be. And like Dane said, capitalize on the turnovers. That's big. We can't get a turnover and then not do anything with it. I think that all leads to the Rams and just their high-powered offense. We can't let that offense take control of this game. I honestly feel like Hutchinson is going to have another beast game tonight. That's my end-of-zone player. I already was planning on that. But he's on a roll. He's fired up. He's been getting sacks. I mean, he's ready. And I think that he's going to have a good game tonight. But going to your point, Statman, if we can stop Aaron Donald on the other side, I think we'll be all right.
I think the key to victory is going to be Goff not losing his head on the field and just staying composed and managing the game properly to be able to give us a chance to win.
Yeah, and he's got to have that time. He has to have time. If he starts getting pressured, that's where he kind of starts slipping a little bit. He's not going to have time to look for his receivers. It's Jameson Williams must be. I didn't even think about it. He's not on the injury report, so he must be back. Then and okay. I was wondering how he was going to do.
He got banged up in the Cowboys game, and they gave him a rest game with the Vikings. So
yeah,
he should be ready to roll.
Our topics, we have 2 topics for tonight, are brought to you by the one and only Statman. How many sacks will the Lions have against Stafford? Start with you, Statman.
I'm going to go 5+. I'm going to say over 5.
Wow. Woo.
That crowd gets behind our defense, and our defense plays so much better, especially that defensive line. It's almost like it amps them up, gives them that extra little boost to get in there at the quarterback.
Mike?
I'm going to go a little more conservative and say 3.
All right. I am going to say that Aiden Hutchinson has 3 on his own. And there's one thing you have to think about that we've seen the Lions defense doing more lately too. Those DBs have been getting in there too. So I'm kind of going in the realm of Statman. I think Aiden's going to have 3. Maybe a couple other guys have sacks. I'm going 6 sacks tonight. And I'm also going to say that we're going to have at least 2 INTs. Just throwing that out there.
I think Melifanu at least gets 1.
Yep. And I'm going to say CJ Gardner-Johnson has 1. He almost had 1 last week, I believe. So
he did get 1.
Did he? Yeah, that's right.
At the end of the game. Caused by Melifanu hitting their freaking court Mullins. Hitting Mullins as he threw.
Well, your second topic, we kind of already brushed on it, but it is probably the biggest headline of the game. Can the Lions secondary stop the Rams' top wide receiver talent? Statman.
I say yes. I know we can.
Let me ask you, who worries you the most in Detroit secondary? Who do you think is going to have the toughest time? I know my answer to that question.
Oh, boy. The Vildor's actually been playing pretty good.
Well, that's my guy, though.
But I think Jesus is a tough one. You threw a curveball at me. I'd have to give it to Vildor. Sutton scares me too, though, because he had a rough time against CD Lamb 2 weeks ago. And he had a rough time against Jefferson last week.
Vildor had he really did not have the greatest games last week at all. Sutton actually played a little bit better, but those two, I would have to go those 2. I mean, hopefully they can. Who's that Rams receiver? What's his name again? Nuku or whatever.
Paku Nakua.
Yeah, that guy's fast too. So, and Cooper Kupp, right? Cooper Kupp.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Kupp's probably the best route runner in the league. I mean, he's not extremely fast. He's just very excellent at executing his route running. I mean, he literally practices it every single day. His route running skills are far and above beyond anybody else that I've seen in the league.
Facebook user says it's definitely going to be a test. Yeah, it is. Because we've seen that's, if anything, in our defense, that's the weak spot, especially in the corner area. So they got to step it up tonight. Mike, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's a worrisome game going in, any playoff game. any given Sunday, right? But you know, I'm hoping I have a similar feeling for the Lions here in about an hour or so that that I've got for the Packers now.
Oh, it's going to get real loud in my house.
Aaron Glenn needs to dial up that defense, throw a bunch of different disguises in defense because Stafford is one of the smartest quarterbacks out there. He's seen just about everything that defense coordinators have thrown at him. So he's really going to have to come out with a really good game plan against Stafford in that offense.
A couple of things that I just thought of just now. One that I wanted to bring up, Amon-Ra St. Brown, I don't remember the stats, but he had made a point. He showed his stats, and then he was like, how does that not make the Pro Bowl?
Right.
Like, how do you not get selected from the Pro Bowl? I think he should have been selected. Really do.
He got snubbed. I mean, 1,500 yards. He tied Tyreek Hill for the most touchdowns in the league at a receiver position. I mean, how does that not get you a Pro Bowl? It makes no sense to me.
But we did have, what, 5, I believe? 5 guys make the Pro Bowl, if I remember, if I seen that correctly. We did have quite a few make it. So, but I think St. Brown deserved to be, you know, in that as well, in that conversation.
He's hands down top 5 receiver in the league. You don't snub out a top 5 receiver in the league. Actually, I consider him higher, probably top 3. Just all around, catching ability, route running, being able to run after the catch. His yak yards are insane. Top among any receiver.
No, 100%. I agree.
But it's happened to the Lions over the years. Guys that we thought should have been in Pro Bowl didn't make it. It's always been the motto for the NFL in snubbing the Lions, just like the BS calls that we get called on us in games that end our chances for a number 1 seed. It's just something that we have to deal with.
And you can't, just going to say this, there are no amount of flags right now that can help Dallas win this game against Green Bay.
No.
No way.
You could throw all the yellow off the jerseys of Green Bay and it still wouldn't help them.
It's funny you say that because a little bit ago, one of the towels fell off of one of their uniforms, and they're like, "Was that a flag?" No.
Yeah. I did see that Rashawn Gary's towel.
So I did see a video a little bit ago. Eminem posted a video to social media. It says, talking to Matthew Stafford, "You owe me this favor, bro. I was there for you when you won it. I rapped for you. Can you let us have this one? Just this one?"
I don't think Stafford's going to be doing any sitting down and letting anybody have it. I think so. That the Lions are going to go take it. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Right. It's taken commanding fashion.
48-24. Green Bay.
48-24.
I believe it said 24. So bye-bye, Dallas.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Sorry, Cowgirls. Go and cry.
Maybe next year.
I say one thing about Cowboys fans, though. They talk a good game. Let me tell you, they talk more shit than any other ones I'm familiar with. By the way, they'll still be talking like they're the greatest tomorrow.
I mean, we're already talking ahead tonight, but you know what? I feel like we have a team that's capable of winning, unlike Dallas, who needs flags and all that other crap to win.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little worried coming into this game. You know, Mike McCarthy, he obviously knows a lot about Green Bay. And, you know, like I said earlier, you can't ever count. The Cowboys are tough. They have their moments. And it's been one of those years where every team in the league has lost to somebody they shouldn't have lost to. And so I'm definitely breathing a little easier with that 48-24 score.
All right. So, Statman, you're in the zone player.
Jared Goff.
And Mike?
I agree with Statman. Jared Goff has got to be in the zone to pull this off.
All right. So 2 for Jared Goff, 1 for Aiden Hutchinson. If I went offense at all, I think it's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Jahmyr Gibbs has to have a good game tonight. Keep that run game going. Last thing I want to finish this up on before the game, we are almost at that 7:30 hour, so getting ever so close. This is for both of you, but we'll start with Statman. How are both quarterbacks feeling about this game right now? We'll start. You got Matthew Stafford coming into this game, his former team. He said in a press conference that he's public enemy number 1, which he is. But how does it feel for a quarterback like him to come back into Ford Field like that in the playoffs?
I think he's public enemy number 1 more on the fan side of things. I think the team, the Detroit Lions team itself, I think they have a lot of respect for him. He did a lot for Detroit in the 13 years he played for us. He didn't win a Super Bowl, but that can't be all against him. You think about it, they never built an offensive lineman around the guy, or offensive line around him. He was getting rushed, sacked, hurt. He was playing hurt all the time. Think about how many seasons he went and was throwing gloves on his hands just to play. I can't give the guy enough credit. I respect him for everything he did for us. And then he got to a stacked team, won a Super Bowl. Congratulations to him, but I think it's more of Goff has more to prove in this game than Stafford. Because I think Stafford's already proven it. You know what I mean?
And I'm going to jump down to Mike on Goff. You have the former Rams quarterback who I think got kind of a shaft deal on that. The way they told him that he was being traded and all that, saying the Rams. How does Goff feel not only being in the playoffs, but do you think there's anything in his head right now like, I'm going to show these guys,
Yeah, I think that for me, just observing, what I do of Goff and Stafford, I feel like Goff has probably got more of that revenge idea in his head than Stafford does. I think Stafford has went on and improved himself. I think he's happy to be where he's at. I don't think he comes into Detroit with a revenge scenario in his head. Obviously he wants to win, but I don't see Stafford with that chip on his shoulder, if you will, like Goff might have.
Do you agree with that, Statman?
Yeah, if you think about it, it was a mutual trade. Stafford wanted to be traded. I don't know if you remember that, but him and the team came together and agreed on trading him. And then he ran into Sean McVay down in somewhere in Mexico on a beach somewhere and talked. He's really good friends with Andrew Whitworth, and then got in touch with Sean McVay, and then the trade happened. Goff got traded with draft picks for just Stafford.
Yeah.
Goff's got more to prove in this than Stafford does. Stafford left, won a Super Bowl. He's proven his point that he could win the championship. He could win the big games. Now it's Goff's chance to do that. He's made it to a Super Bowl, but he didn't bring it home. So
I definitely think if you look at both of them, it's a totally different scenario when it comes to Jared Goff. I think he's got a little bit extra on his back with this one. And maybe that'll be a little bit more motivation for the in the zone player that you guys chose. Maybe he'll have a little more.
He's got that fire in his belly, and he's ready to light it off.
Hopefully the Lions come out tonight on all cylinders blazing. Third quarter is just like the first quarter, and they score points, and we head out with a victory. Before we go, there's one last thing that absolutely has to happen. If
Right.
it doesn't happen, the show will no longer go on. It's the fight
It's the
song,
fight
baby.
song.
The fight song.
All right, Detroit. It's Detroit versus everybody tonight. We got to take out the Rams, former Super Bowl champs, take down our former quarterback. Let's go. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rah, 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 go hard, win the game. With honor you will keep your fame. Down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions!
That's right, baby.
Wow.
It's time for the playoffs are in full swing. We will see you guys all tomorrow night. One Pride. Let's get that W, Lions.
One Pride. Playoff time, baby. Let's go.
Right.
Woo.